What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6. It's your boy Sirr Love, and have another episode while out here on the vacay for the people, answering questions. So I got another question in my inbox. A person wanted to know, how do you go about starting a record label? What's that process like, the legal aspects of it? And it's really simple. So I'll just break it down for you guys. I guess I'll do something more detailed later, but I guess answer the question. Let's get it. Phase 6. Alright, so one thing you have to understand and learn about starting a record label is that it's a business, it's like any other freaking business. You know, it doesn't require you to do anything extra or special. Pretty much you're going to decide first what type of business you want. So a lot of people will say, I just want to start a record label, when really they mean a management company, or really they mean a publishing company, or really they mean a production company. So the first thing I'd say is to figure out what you want to do. You know, obviously, real briefly, man, if you decide to do the management route, then you're saying, hey, I'm going to bring artists in and I'm going to help take their career from zero to, or from whatever state they're at, to the next level, and you're going to be awarded anywhere between 5 to 30% for doing so, right? And you eat all the way around the board, almost like a 360. That's why this is management is becoming more popular than record deals now, because at the end of the day, the record label, they're responsible for putting you in the studio and making records. Well, a lot of artists can make their own records now, so you don't really have to do all that. Just something to think about. You know, Rock Nation is doing their thing. A lot of the artists that they have is from a management standpoint, not necessarily a label standpoint. So, you know, just think about that. Next, publishing. You're focused on publishing. That means that you're really interested in the songs themselves, not so much the artist. If you sign someone, you're most likely signing writers and producers, and your thing is, hey, I can get records placed with major artists. Like, I can get records placed in movies. I can get records placed. It's all about placements. It's the placement game. Or sync, you know, syncs, placements, whatever, right? You know, if that's going to be your focus, you should probably start a publishing company instead of a record label, you know. But if you're, you know, hell-bent on doing like the traditional, hey, I want to start a record label, I want to sign multiple artists, right, and I want to build their records and this, that, and the third, you can still do a production company. And with a production company, it's all about you building the artist's sound, making the records, things of that nature, and then shopping them to a major label or something like that to the deal, right? Because you're not really trying to be in a position to take these individuals, map them out, put them all over the world, and you may not have the connections or relationships to get them on Jimmy Fallon and set up, you know, multi-city tours and all that other type of crap. You just want to make the music and have somebody else do all that work. So that's called a production company. Too much music over there, it's too loud. I'm gonna go away. I want y'all to be able to hear the kid. So and you know, last but not least, you know, record label, it means you have some type of resources where you feel like you can go the distance. You can take a person the distance. You can work radio. You know, you can set up tours. You can do what it takes to actually reap a reward off the artists themselves, right? And the music that the artists create. You're probably doing a record label, right? Then there's people out there just doing distribution deals and stuff like that. I mean, you can just make an entertainment company and do that, or you can make a distribution company or whatever, and you're basically charging people a fee to upload their stuff to streaming platforms and whatever, and trying to get a cut and managing the analytics and the money, and like basically what Cobalt does, right? If you don't know about Cobalt, check them out. They're pretty dope. Or Empire. They're both winning right now. All right, anyway. But if you want to start a record label, if the record label is what you want to do, or if any of these companies, if you want to build any one of these companies, it's all the same process. You're basically going to file with the state to start a business, just like you would any other business. You're going to decide, is this going to be an LLC? Is this going to be an INC? Is it going to be a sole proprietorship? Is it going to be a partnership between me or you and however many people? You know, you make that decision. Once you make that decision, and, you know, from my experience, I think INC is the way to go. That's just my opinion. You know, you can do it your own different way. It is hot out here. Okay, boom. So once you set that up, of course, you're going to get your EIN number. You can do that through the IRS website. You set up your LLC and all that stuff through the Secretary of State in your particular state. This is for the United States. I'm pretty sure the process is slightly different in different countries. Yeah, but you know, once you've done that, you're pretty much in business. Got an EIN number, which is your tax ID number. You got your or you might want to get a business license. You really don't need one, but you can also get a business license, at which point you are now a record label. But if you want to have, you know, the legit label as far as like the average person running into you and seeing the label, then you're going to have, you know, you're going to have a studio, you're going to have some type of assets. Your company's going to gain assets. You're going to have studios, you're going to have mics, you're going to have, you know, whatever type of equipment necessary to make records, right? You might have, you know, computers, laptops, staff, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's all it really is. It's not that hard, it's not that complicated. There are benefits to having a label if you do indeed do a lot of business. If you have a lot of expenses, then there's a lot of tax benefits. But if you're just a person making records in your garage or in your basement or whatever, there really may not be a purpose in doing all of that. You really don't need to set your paperwork up until you're making money and you need to write stuff off, right? You're making money and you need a bank account to put it in. I definitely say one of the things that I do, yes, is open a bank account as well for the company so that you can expense stuff and you can separate your taxes from the company taxes. And, you know, like I said, there's a lot of tax benefits to it, but you're only going to see the tax benefits if you're making legit money, like getting checks, not so much cash, unless you're just making a whole lot of cash and you need a place to put it outside of just a safe, right? So it's that simple. It's your boy Sirr Love. I'm on vacation, y'all can see this. Did a couple of videos. I think I did 4 videos for you guys. But that's how you start a record label. Stay tuned for more stuff, more content when I get back home. I got a lot of exciting stuff I'm about to kick to you guys. So I feel refreshed, you know, so we're gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. It's your boy Sirr Love. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. And every time I do this, give you guys everything that I got. It's phase 6. Like, subscribe, share, tell people about us. All right? Why you should start a record label or how to start a record label. Now you know. I'm out.